thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And the first question I have for you is, what about your career fulfills you where maybe other jobs or other creative outlets don't?
I love that every day is different and that it's all about me making creative choices because I'm such a right brain person.
Yeah.
And I've had office jobs before and it just, I don't know, long term, it just didn't work for me. So it gives me life, and I'm very grateful for that.
No, for sure. I feel like, especially when it comes to, voice acting and just doing, you're bringing characters essentially to life for audiences like us who maybe, I know a lot of my friends who have a lot of different mental reasons why they can't watch subtitles, read subtitles while they're watching anime. And so they rely on, the dubbing and listening to your voice and all the other co-stars that you're working alongside. So definitely appreciate all of the work you do, and especially a lot of these characters are really great. And so I was curious because you've done so many, from JoJo to Rent a Girlfriend and Tokyo Revengers.
Yeah.
So I was like, which character do you feel like is most like you and least like you?
I would say, we'll start with most like me. I feel like I'm the most like Chisato from Licorice Recoil.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, very peppy, bubbly, always optimistic. I'm not quite as social as her. I'm more introverted, but everything else, I'm very much like Chisato.
Now, I love that you said that because I just finished watching because my friends were like raving about it. And so I was like, okay, I'll check this out. And then
it's fun.
Episode 1, I think at the time it was like only 7 were dubbed so far. I think. So like I was like, where's the rest of it? I was like, this is actually like really fun, and again, amazing performance.
Thank you.
You give such a, even with a character we'll talk about next, or Chizuru, you give such like a energetic but yet vulnerable performance when you voice a lot of these characters.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's something that is really hard to do and really hard to balance sometimes, especially when you have a bubbly personality.
Yeah.
With some hidden like mystery behind these characters.
For sure.
So which one's the least like you?
Ooh, the least like me. I'm trying to like wreck my brain here and remember. Possibly, I don't know. Anytime I play like an evil character, because I try to be a good person. So maybe we'll say Thrasier from Fire Emblem Heroes, because she's all about death. If you see the character, you can literally see her skeleton.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's super extra. So we'll say that.
That's a great. Hey, we'll rock with that one. Now going to Rent a Girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
What is, first of all, Chizuru, amazing character, again, great performance on your part, and
Thank you.
I'm sure it's a very fun and interesting character to voice, because I know that a lot of the circumstance for the plot of the show, and just like, I'm sure the lines are super fun to record to toy around with. So what was the audition process like for Chizuru?
Well, I received an email and it had a picture of her. We got some of the clips from the original Japanese version that we got to watch, and it had some dialogue that they wanted us to read. I got to audition for Chizuru and Mommy, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I got to record my audition at home by myself, and I sent an MP3 to the client, and I found out I got the part literally like 2 days later.
Really? So
yeah.
It's a quick turnaround for you then.
It was. Usually you don't find out quite that quickly, but in the case of Chizuru, it was just very quick. So it was awesome.
No, I think that's amazing. I didn't even know you auditioned for 2, or you were up for like 2 different ones.
Yeah.
So, I'm curious, because I know you were just talking about like evil characters and like that kind of dynamic. So I was curious, when it comes to, your regular audition process for a lot of these different roles that you've done, is it more like maybe even for JoJo's or for Hinata for Tokyo Revengers, is it usual like, you get some sides maybe or something, and then, 'cause I'm used to, from a live action perspective, acting.
Yeah.
Like, I'm used to going to a cold room with silent setup we have here.
Yeah.
A bunch of people like actively judging you.
Oh.
And afterwards you go in a room with like people who look exactly like you because it's one role.
Yeah.
So for you, what's the typical like voice actor, I guess, audition experience?
Yeah, we'll have sides and we'll have a character breakdown that will kind of talk about their background and their personality. Occasionally there will be in-person auditions. It'll be kind of a similar thing, though not everyone will look at you since they're judging your voice as opposed to everything. So yeah, it's usually just at home and you get to learn about the character. And with my agency, you can also book like a a call with one of the agent booth directors, and then they can direct you with your audition as well.
Oh, really? So okay, I was about to say, 'cause I feel like it's really difficult, especially because this is, for this is a podcast I do, so it's, this is new for me doing audio, audio primary for like Spotify and different things like that, and having to really value, and I have so much already respect for voice actors, but just knowing that when people can't see what you you physically doing it, you really have to rely on your vocal cords and like the octaves and like really trying to project yourself in ways that you need to for these different things. So I was like,
Definitely.
I couldn't even imagine doing, especially I'm sure during the pandemic time, like early 2020.
Oh gosh,
and,
yeah.
And dealing with different things. Did you have a role that you're actively like auditioning for during that time, or during like the height of the pandemic?
At the height of the pandemic, we were literally smack dab in the middle of Inspector Season 1.
Yes.
So half of the show was recorded in studio, then the second half of the show was recorded in my walk-in closet.
I feel like, because I interviewed Steven yesterday, and like just talking about like, during the pandemic time and really having to like makeshift things. He was like, yeah, I had stuff for like just like audition, but I didn't have for like, hey, we need your full on lines.
Same.
And I couldn't imagine doing, especially a show like that. I feel like it's really interesting. I feel like out of all your roles, that's one that character in particular really set out from all the other ones, and it makes it so interesting that you had to like do half of it in studio versus out.
It was stressful. And it was also like as it was getting hot. So I would be in my closet sometimes when it was over 100 degrees outside, and I'd have to turn off my central air conditioning because it would make noise in the closet. So I would just be there doing a 4-hour recording session. And I don't know if you've seen Inspector, but Kotoko monologues.
Yeah.
Okay. So usually I can get one episode of an anime done in about 2 hours.
Yeah.
There was one episode of Inspector that took 3-4-hour sessions. So 16 hours. Wait, is that right? 12 hours. 12 hours just for that one episode because it was straight monologuing in the heat. So it was stressful, but we got through it. We powered through it.
I don't know. It's funny because for me, monologues are always, for me personally, the hardest for some reason.
Yeah.
Because you're not like, at least for how I approach it, like it's always like a banter back and forth when you read like, dialogue. So like doing one monologue and having to memorize it and then the pauses and your cadence, especially for voice acting, I'm sure it's like a different beast. But I feel like people don't realize is that voicing aspect is a little different from like a live action acting, especially since you don't have like a bunch of cast and crew, I'm sure, like around you, like an actual set doing like these different things.
And then for anime, we also have to keep in mind the timing. So doing the voice, doing the timing, and it was more, for that episode specifically, it was more narration as opposed to monologuing. So it was a lot. I loved the show.
Yeah.
But those circumstances were not ideal.
No, I can definitely imagine. And I was really curious for JoJo's, Trish. A lot of people. I remember when I told my best friend about this. She loves you to death. Erin. I think you'll actually both follow each other on Twitter.
Oh, do we?
Yeah. And she like loves JoJo's to death.
Aww.
And so she was like, "Don't ask Lizzie these JoJo questions. I'll never talk to you again." So I was really curious. When it comes to Trish's, finally using her stand. And this is I'll put a spoiler warning on this for them, but using her stand for the first time, like what was that moment like for you recording it and then just going through it?
It was amazing. I was like, here we go. Trish gets to do stuff. Because up to that point, she didn't do much. It was just such a cool episode. And I just remember really feeling like, yeah, I was in the moment. I felt so proud. Like the whole episode with the plane and everything. I really felt like I was in the moment. And I'm very proud of that episode. Like the rest of JoJo, I'm super self-conscious. I'm like, I don't know if I did a great job. But that particular episode, I'm like, yeah. We did it. I
assure you that you did a phenomenal job.
Oh, thank you.
Love it. And I was curious for Tokyo Avengers.
Yeah.
Did you know about it prior to that? It's huge. The manga especially is very big.
It blew up. Yeah. No, I did not. Yeah, no, that was a pleasant surprise. Very pleasant surprise.
No, I can imagine, because I was also curious, like, for you, for the prep work, do you sometimes go to the manga first sometimes, or do you maybe look at some of the Japanese performances and just to like get an idea of like what you're walking into, maybe like mannerisms and things, different characters, or do you usually just like, I've been in it for so long, I'm locked in, I just like kind of go with it?
I always like to try and watch the first episode or more if I'm like, ooh, I like this show a lot. I'm going to suddenly binge watch it. Or I will also do research online. I'll be like, okay, and now let me read through the wiki, see what I can learn about the character, things like that. Just do my research that way. And it usually works pretty well.
No, I love that for you. I think it's important to like let you work with it and like kind of put your own personality in it, because again, it's such a voice dominant thing that you need to really be able to like kind of do your craft while also doing justice to the character that you're doing.
Yeah,
and you've done that with all your characters. So I guess now it's the fun part for you, the Halloween. We have the cardigan and everything on.
Yes.
So Halloween rapid fire questions, character additions.
Okay.
A couple quick questions. You'll either talk about just you or with your characters to see which one you would pick to go with. Only characters you voice though.
Okay.
So first question is, which character would you go to a Halloween party with?
To a Halloween party with Chizuru. She's super fashionable, so I feel like she'd be able to get me a really cute outfit, and we would be the best dressed two at the party.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great answer. Next question is, which character would you go to a haunted house with?
Chisato. Do I have to explain why?
Say less. I love that. Next is, which character would you start a spirit Halloween store with? Which one would you trust to be like, yo, we have a spirit Halloween, we gotta get some money, do not scare the customers away?
Okay, not Chisato. Maybe Hinata. She's got a good head on her shoulders, and she's also very fun and lighthearted, so that'd probably be
that's a great one.
Yeah.
Business will thrive. Which character do you think would share their Halloween haul with you? Like after Halloween's big night, big haul, which one would you think would like, you know what? Here you go, Lizzie. Here's some candy.
Ooh, which one would share with me? Again, probably Chizuru.
Really?
I think so, because she's very athletic. So I'd be like, yeah, have some of the candy. I don't need all that. Go for it.
That's good. I didn't think that way, because I was like, Chizuru is such a interesting character with her true self, but also because as an actor, you're also an actor playing an actor, which I always think is funny to do. It's really cool to see like that thought process behind that one. The next question is, and this one's for you personally, have you ever cosplayed as a character you voiced?
I actually did do a Hinata cosplay.
Really?
I did. I was too bashful to share any pictures. I thought it looked pretty good.
I'm sure it looked good.
But I'm still just like, I don't think I want to post them online.
That's fair. Sometimes it's just about cosplaying for yourself, and then we just keep it there. Lord knows I have my share of that. Favorite Halloween candy?
Oh, favorite Halloween candy. There are these Kit Kats that only come out around Halloween time that are called Witch's Brew Kit Kats, and they're like marshmallow flavored, and they're really good.
I love that.
Yeah.
The last question is least favorite candy.
Least favorite candy? Any of the really chalky candies, like what are they called? Smarties?
Yeah.
I just don't dig it. I'm also not really into like hard candies either.
I get that.
Yeah.